What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for MLB Friday, May 5th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's MLB slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have an 11-game MLB slate tonight. So let's take a look at the pitcher position. I like Corbin Burnes. He's got a nice pitching advantage here over a low salary batting team, the San Francisco Giants. Corbin Burnes only giving up a 420 OPS versus lefties, facing 5 lefties here tonight. And on top of that, the Giants have only hit 9 out of his last 46 pitches. That's a 196 batting average. So Corbin Burnes is $10,800 FanDuel salary, $1,500 less on DraftKings. Now, he's only averaging 26 fantasy points per game on the season, but he did score 40 fantasy points last game. He has an ERA of 4.01. Record is 3-1 on the season, pitching an average of 89 pitches per game. So I like Corbin Burnes here versus the San Francisco Giants. Okay, let's take a look at the catcher first base position. So a couple of studs that I like, Matt Olson and Paul Goldschmidt. But let's save a little bit of salary here. I like Wilson Contreras with a 72% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, Matthew Boyd. So Wilson Contreras batting 22% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a .904 OPS versus lefties. Matthew Boyd pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, 50% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .850 OPS versus righties. Now, Wilson Contreras is 0 for 3 here versus Boyd, but he's only 3,000 FanDuel salary, 1,300 more on DraftKings, averaging 9 fantasy points per game on the season. And he's been on fire the past couple of games, scoring 25 and 16 fantasy points in his last 2 games. He has a batting average of .284. So I like Wilson Contreras here versus Matthew Boyd. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won. And then we'll send you $25 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. I like Brandon Drury. He's got a 69% batting advantage over Dane Dunning. So Brandon Drury batting a .728 OPS versus righty pitchers. Dane Dunning giving up a .621 OPS versus righty batters. There's no at-bats versus Dunning yet. And I like Brandon Drury because he's 3,000 FanDuel salary, 1,100 more on DraftKings, averaging 9 fantasy points per game on the season. He has a batting average of .235, so I like Brandon Drury here versus Dane Dunning. Now, for the same price, at least on FanDuel, you could also consider Ketel Marte here. He's averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season. He's been hot in his last 5. 3 out of his last 5 games were over 22 fantasy points. He has a batting average of .267. So I probably play Brandon Drury on DraftKings. and Ketel Marte here on FanDuel. Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. I like Jose Ramirez with 102% batting advantage over Bailey Auber. Jose Ramirez batting 52% better versus righty pitchers, batting a 1.004 OPS versus righties. Bailey Auber, he is pitching his worst ball versus switch hitters, giving up a .900 OPS versus switch hitters. So Jose Ramirez is 2 for 5 here versus Auber with a 1.171 OPS. He's $3,600 FanDuel salary, $2,200 more on DraftKings, averaging 12 fantasy points per game on the season, and he's got a batting average of 286. So I like Jose Ramirez here versus Bailey Auber. Now, if you want to spend just a little bit more salary here, actually it looks like his DraftKings price is pretty low. Take a look at this DraftKings play. Josh Jung, batting against a low salary pitcher, Tyler Anderson. Josh Jung, he's batting 49% better versus lefty pitchers, batting a 1.385 OPS versus lefties. Tyler Anderson pitching his worst ball versus righty batters, giving up a .932 OPS versus righties. So these are some juicy splits here. Josh Jung, he is $3,700 FanDuel salary, but he's only $100 more on DraftKings. So it looks like he's underpriced over there on DK, and he's averaging 13 fantasy points per game on the season. 2 out of his last 3 games, scored 44 and 48 fantasy points, has a batting average of 275. So I like Josh Jung here versus Tyler Anderson.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, let's take a look at the shortstop position. I like Geraldo Perdomo with a 44% batting advantage over the low salary pitcher Josiah Gray, and Geraldo Perdomo batting 31% better versus righty pitchers, batting a 1.142 OPS versus righties. Josiah Gray, he's pitching his worst ball versus switch hitters, giving up a .759 OPS versus switch hitters. Geraldo Perdomo is 0 for 2 here versus Gray. He's $3,200 FanDuel salary, $600 more on DraftKings, averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season, and he's got a batting average of 409. So I like Geraldo Perdomo here versus Josiah Gray. Okay, moving on to the outfield position. Home run hitter, I like Mike Trout in a great spot here versus Dane Dunning. Mike Trout is 5 for 14 versus Dunning. That's a .357 batting average, has 2 home runs already. So I like Mike Trout here versus Dane Dunning. But if you want to save a little bit of salary here at the outfield position, kind of a mid-range play, somewhat of a stud pick here. But take a look at Joey Gallo. He's got some nice splits versus a low salary pitcher, Peyton Battenfield. Joey Gallo, he's batting 10% better versus righty pitchers, batting a .950 OPS versus righties. Peyton Battenfield pitching his worst ball versus lefty batters, giving up a 1.029 OPS versus lefties. So the splits are fantastic here, and Joey Gallo is $3,400 FanDuel salary, $1,000 more on DraftKings, averaging 11 fantasy points per game on the season. Now, the one concerning stat here is Joey Gallo only has a batting average of 206. But I think you could ride with Joey Gallo here based on these splits. His salary is reasonable, so I like Joey Gallo here versus Peyton Battenfield.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this MLB slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck.